All right, let's be honest. The new war game sucks. But the good news is I'm going to show you how to make it suck less before inevitable changes come in. Well, we hope anyway. But I started the video quite negatively by saying something sucked. So I'm going to give you something positive. This absolutely amazing, holy shit Undertaker, which is the October Battle Pass card, not the Randy Orton that I expected it to be. So this is really kicking off the Halloween season with an undead Undertaker animated card. I can't wait. It looks like he's splitting Tombstone with the urn in his hand, and honestly, I dig the animated cards for this. I know some people don't like them, but honestly, it's something original and different. It's like the remastered cards, which I'd love to see again. These are pretty awesome. And if you want to win one of these battle passes, then once you're done with this video, check out the freebie video. It looks like this, and it'll be linked to the end of this video too. Or look forward to the next video when we look at the entirety of October in full. But before we go any further and I can teach you how to make war games suck less, I'd like to ask that if you could do one thing today to make the world a better place, then if you enjoy what you watch, please like this video. Cheese aside, if you press the thumbs up button, it really helps me out. In fact, let's set a goal. 1 like. Yeah, just 1. Can we get 1 like, please? But I want to know what you think about board games. Is it a dub? Is it an L? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Would you marry it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you find the secret word and put it in your comment, I'll give you a heart for doing so. Anyway, here's war games and how to make it suck less. I hope this helps. Segue. So there is a way to make this mode easier. So first of all, this is going to trigger a lot of people. You need to find your wallet, grab a credit card, and spend. Get the best deck you possibly can in the game. There you go. Boom. But in actual seriousness, there is a way of making it easier, regardless of whether you're paid to win, free to play, whatever. You get the best deck in the game, and this might actually work better for you. The way I found is you want to immediately go to the settings. As much as I love the autoplay timer, you got to turn it off for war games because it's too brutal. It feels like it's intentionally harsh. At least in other modes, the second you start moving, it stops and it gives you a little bit more time. This one doesn't do that. So that's going to make a big change. The second thing you want to do is put in the lowest deck you possibly can. All your lowest cards, your behemoths, all the scraps, right? Like my Behemoth Fusions, the Money in the Bank PLE cards and stuff like that. That's what you need to be focusing on because these are the cards that are going to win you matches. You do need to have a particularly good double stat manager, which is going to catch a couple of people off. But this is the best way I found so far to actually get yourself through war games if you don't have a credit card and can't spend your life savings on it. Because all of us can do that, right? Literally, I would say that not having a bank balance to buy credits like this is almost a skill issue, personally.
Wow.
In case you can't get the sarcasm, I'm clearly saying that this mode has a little bit of suckage, as in it sucks a lot. It needs to change, but it's not as sucky as how it used to be. So I've got my deck full of as many different arrows as I possibly can. I mean, I have the advantage of having this incredibly, stupidly powerful Paul Heyman card, but any decent support helps. And then you want to have something like a second win, even if it's a standard solo second win. And I do have this pump it up from Pantheon tier, and it works that way. It's good. Then go in and start playing, and you'll notice a big difference, especially if your deck is really iffy. Focus on the stats that your manager gives. So obviously power and toughness is Paul Heyman, so I want to focus on anything that's got toughness on it. Then you use your individual supports, which can be changed and can be played, unlike last time in the war games. As long as the support is gone, you can change the support whenever you want to. Good opportunity for you to use something like a power and toughness support and a speed and charisma support to give you a little bit of a boost. And you can replace that whenever you want to. That's one good thing about the mode. But I need this charisma boost to make sure I win this game. So I'm going to throw this, pump it up onto, well, either of them's fine, and press proceed. Because that stat boost has been used, I can then go back here and I can put the all stats on here to help us with the speed match we need help with. And if I really need it, I can just go back up, boom, pull a card out. These power-ups are going to be really useful, I think, for this mode. And back up that one on the left-hand side. there we go.
What supports would you recommend us putting in?
Do you want to take a look at the manager you've got? So if you want to have a double stat manager, so if you've got Paul Heyman, you get power and toughness. You want to use 2 speed and charisma. So pump it up, for example, get 2 pump it ups and put those as your supports because they'll back you up. Find support cards that actively support you on your weakest stats. So if you've got power and toughness, you do speed and charisma. If you've got speed and charisma, you do power and toughness. But the problems they've got are threefold. One, unless people don't know, the timer is stricter, but you can turn it off. The second thing is if you are too good or your deck is too good, it will not attack. So those power-ups, the backup, for example, is actually too OP. So the AI doesn't attack you, which doesn't give you points, which means you could actually make less points by having a deck that's too good. You get like the most minimal points possible. And it's so backwards, man. It makes no sense. And I've got all 3 rings full. But you'll see this here. The AI is not going to attack again. So your eye will get less points because the AI hasn't attacked in that ring. It's just so strange. Such a bizarre decision. But then again, it's the first time they've run it. I'm sure they'll make changes to it. The first thing I know that's going to go, that time is going to 100% go for War Games. It's got to go. It makes no sense. I haven't done biomechanical swarms. You can do all swarms and biomechanicals if you want to. I've just done the lowest cards that I've got. PLE cards will help you. Lower level PLE cards. The good news to come out of this is it does seem that Cat Daddy have actually listened to the feedback, and especially I want to point out a bit of praise for the community manager Zach. The guy is super communicative, and you know, whilst I've not spoken to him personally, it's actually nice to know that players' voices and their play of this mode is being heard and is being seen. For example, yesterday he posted a Discord post which says, "We wanted to take a moment to thank you once again for checking out the new Pantheon tier and War Games updates this week. We appreciate your thoughts as always." He then mentions about what's coming up next week with the October Battle Pass, confirming that the Randy Orton will have a special event with Viper collectibles. Nice to see Randy's getting some love, by the way. I already missed that man, and I'm not saying that so I don't get an RKO out of nowhere. These will be available on the draft board and in King of the Ring. And if you think that War Games is just too difficult this week, next week, we've got a much simpler ring domination coming up. He was even nice enough to drop this QR code, which if you go to the QR scanner in-game, which is in your options, will get you a nice little pack giving you 100 credits to spend on War Games or do anything, to be honest. And a rarity draft pick as well. Might get yourself a new Pantheon card. It's just a nice little something to say we're listening. Interesting to note that King of the Ring is getting love after like 3 years of having no events in-game at all. Who remembers that? Booker T and King Corbin. Those events were great, by the way. I would love to see like a King of the Ring old school event where you could have old King of the Ring winners using those images for like a special event. That would be really cool. That QR code, by the way, has a very short lifespan, so get scanning it straight away. I do wonder how they're going to do the King of the Ring rewards. Like, can you go into a swarm King of the Ring and still get the same rewards, or can you drop yourself down to the last tier? Because then you're gonna have people really gaming the system. We'll have to wait and see. If a special method comes up, then you know that I'm going to cover it. So if you do want to see more, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. I hope this War Games guide gives you some kind of benefit, because I don't see another one happening before Season 10 comes along after the way this one's gone. Anyway, I'm going to choose my lucky number, which is 7. There we go. It is not a pull, but it is an Ilya Dragunov, which I actually need. You guys know I like getting brand new cards. I'm sneaking up on 15,000 stars, so every new card is a blessing. Anyway, I've been JB, you have been awesome, and I'll see you guys hopefully in the next one. Don't forget to check out the video tomorrow or the freebie video to get your chance at winning a battle pass. Until next time, peace out. So far away.